In the sine waveform, let us talk about this is going to be the zero. Okay, so this sine waveform is okay. I'm going to draw here. This sine waveform is starts at zero. I'm going to start from here to here to measure its. This is called amplitude. This is called amplitude, and I'm going to measure from this one to and this end. Okay, this is called one cycle. What is meant by one cycle? A cycle refers to a positive plus a negative waveform. In our life also, we come across two things. One is positive and one is negative. Okay. That's what we normally call in our life. We'll have the ups and downs in our life. We don't need to expect always we want success. Don't ever think like that. We need to have some failure as well. So the composition of the positive and the negative makes a cycle. Okay, seems to be the cycle. Okay, seems to be a cycle. Normally, I measure the cycle in time period. So, what is meant by frequency? A frequency refers to F is equal to 1 by T. The inverse of time period is equal to my frequency. Okay, and then what is meant by phase shift? Phase shift means the angle at which the waveform starts. That is called the phase shift. For an example, when the waveform starts at zero, I call the phase is zero. When the waveform is starting at 180 degree, I say that the phase is shifted by an angle of 180 degree or 90 degree. Okay, that is called as the phase shift. So a waveform is characterized by three major items. One is called as the amplitude, frequency, and phase shift. So now you understood what is meant by amplitude, what is meant by frequency, what is meant by phase shift. So a sine waveform carrier. So you should understand that we are talking about the communication. So what is modulation? Your voice signal is modulated by a carrier waveform. So now I'm taking the carrier as a sine waveform. This sine waveform carrier, okay, so carrier can be modulated by varying its amplitude, frequency, and phase shift. So till now we have talked about how the amplitude modulation takes place. Okay, now this particular week we are going to talk about frequency modulation. Okay, there is one more modulation is available that is also called as my phase modulation. So the basic equation of the sine waveform is given by Vc. The voltage equation is given by Vc sine 2 pi ft plus or minus theta. Plus or minus theta means either the it may be above the zero axis or below the zero axis. It may be a plus 90 degree or minus 90 degree. So I call that as a plus or minus theta. The phase shift may be either on the both the axis. So the impressing an information on the carrier by changing its frequency. So till now we changed the amplitude. Now we are going to change the frequency. So while changing the frequency, the modulation that was produced is called as the frequency modulation. So if you're going to vary the amount of the phase, okay, that is called phase modulation. Even the varying the phase shift also causes the frequency modulation. So I can refer both are same. Now both are same. That is both sails in the same boat. Because why both are sails in the same boat? Because amplitude modulation, I concentrate only on the x-axis. You concentrate only on the x-axis. Whereas for